Hello, I'm Priyanka from Business Northeast. We welcome you to Business Conversation. First, please give us your introduction to our viewers.
Hi, so this is Ritesh. Me and Debajit and Biswajit are the co-founders of Hobbytech Solutions Private Limited. We have two brands, Drone Lab and Incubated. We are the pioneers in Indian drone industry, particularly we are the largest drone company in East and Northeastern India, whereby our brand Drone Lab, we provide drones, manufacture drones and provide drone-based services. We have another brand as Incubated, whereby we train people to become DGCA certified pilot that allows them to get a certificate that has validity of 10 years to fly drones.
Okay, so please let us know from where you got this inspiration to open this kind of institute and this kind of solutions for everybody.
Okay, hi, this is Debajit. As it is already mentioned, we are into three domains of concerning drones, into services, into drone manufacturing, as well as trainings. So we started off in 2014 actually, unofficially. I mean, before Hobbytech Solutions came into existence, we already had a different company by different name. So at that time, we had initiated trainings into various of government as well as different government-based institutions as well as private colleges. So that was our portfolio back then. So we had by 2015, we had trained approximately 6,000 students pan India. So that was done in various NITs and IITs. So that was how we ventured into the drone business. And having said that, Biswajit, our third co-founder, he is an aeronautical engineer and he has had a very brief stint with the Indian Army as well. So he knew the pain points that Indian Army was facing. That could be solved using drones as a solution. So that is how we got into this. We had this idea of venturing into drone as a manufacturer, apart from the training section. So service came later on when various schemes like Samitva and all came into existence. But before that, drone as manufacturer was placed into our conscience by this very indulgence of Biswajit in the Indian Army. So that is how we started off as a drone manufacturer.
Okay, what was your initial investment? Was it from some government source or you did by yourself?
No, we started actually, we three invested around 6 lakhs into the company. Then there was a lot of government initiatives that we tried to take advantage of, and then accordingly we got some loans also from the government, from different institutions. As we were incubated at IIM Calcutta Innovation Park at that point of time, so we also got some linkages, some connects from there to the bank officials, and since we had some government contracts in hand, so it became a bit easier to get loans and then start the process.
Please let us know the incubation facilities you have received from the IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, or do you have any other experience of that sort?
Yes. Actually, when we started, there was no such incubation facilities out here in Assam. So we got incubated at IIM Calcutta Innovation Park at around 2016. They provided us a lot of opportunities. For example, the last loan that we were talking about. So it was connected to us via IMCIP only. And apart from that, they also helped us during our initial phases in a lot of mentoring efforts. They assigned us advisors and everything. We also got a lot of help from Assam Start Up in getting connects, in getting some business connects, and expanding our organization in different areas. So there has been a lot of help. Right now, the scene in Assam is very inspiring actually. The startup scene has just boomed, and recently there were a lot of startups that have also gone into Shark Tank India from Assam. So it's always a good scene to see. Right?
Okay. I would like to know what are the things a new entrepreneur can do with the drone technology, how they can develop themselves as an entrepreneur using this technology.
Yeah, back when we started in 2016, there were very few domains wherein somebody can venture into this field. Now, you give a name, give a field, you give a department, and we can, or anybody now with that particular skill set can go into the department and make some solution which can be done using drones, thereby increasing the effectivity, the efficiency of the entire workflow. So you give us any name, we have supplied drones to, initially drones were meant only for surveillance. Now we had designed drones which could also be used for monitoring river embankment, the erosions and all. So even those things are possible right now. Recently we did a very small project with one of the foreign clients of ours in Dimapur, wherein we had to monitor and give an analysis of there are various mountain terrains out there, and there are lots of landslides which are causing lots of lots of damages to property as well as government as well as private properties. So we have to give them an analysis of how much volume of land has been slided in this particular landslide during this particular season. So even drones have now been in that domain wherein we can give solutions which were never thought of earlier. So initially the only solution that we can think of was capturing pictures, doing videographs, using drones in the marriages and doing surveillance. But now with multiple facilities coming in, multiple sensors that we're having, that we do not manufacture, of course, but there are so many other companies, other foreign companies who are designing those solutions that can be simply put in a drone and capture the data. And later on there are different softwares again manufactured by different companies which can be used to process the data and give a complete analyzed report that this is what exactly is, which were initially done using normal equipments and humans and this being involved. Now that is completely eliminated. It's all AI. It's all into this it's all into ML and AI. So you get a very accurate result, a near accurate result compared to what we used to get earlier.
Please let us know about your clients, like who are the people you're giving service.
Okay, so again, initially when drone rule or drone law is now implemented, and the entire drone industry is being governed by that particular organization called DGCA, Director General of Civil Aviation, which is directly under the Ministry of Civil Aviation. So initially those things were not there, and the drone industry was quite in a very haphazard, a hodgepodge kind of a state. It was not very disciplined, and anybody and everybody was using drone just like anything. So there were multiple incidents wherein a drone flew inside an airport and it could cause. Luckily there was no such incidents in India, but there were instances when a flight was about to land and a drone was there in its very vicinity. So it could have done something very fatal to that drone, to that flight. But keeping these things in mind, DGCA came up with new policies. So when these policies came, every department were mapped into this drone. I mean, we can use a drone now, and every department can use a drone now, because governments are bounded by certain policies. They are supposed to follow a particular framework. So since that framework was not mentioned earlier by the DGCA, so these departments were reluctant to use drones. But after this laws came into place, all the departments, they were encouraged to use drone as a solution, because they knew, because through people like us, through entrepreneurs like us, they came to know that this particular activity can be completed using a drone in a span of 2 weeks. Whereas otherwise it would have taken them 3 months to do that job. So they saw the good things about drones, what drones can do for them. So various departments came into the picture. Initially it was only Indian Army who are still exempted from the drone rules and drone laws, but now all the other departments under Ministry of Civil Aviation and Ministry of Home Affairs and other government PSUs, they are all being governed by this under this particular law, and all of them have now become clients, and they are users of drone. They use drone as a product themselves, or they can avail services using drones from entrepreneurs like us. So if I need to give a few names, even in this state, starting from the Assam forest to Brahmaputra board, who are into this erosion monitoring and those kind of activities, all of this department from public health department to Assam police, all the departments are using drone now.
Please tell us what kind of assistance you got from the state government till now.
Actually, after this startup mentorship share or Assam Startup came into existence, there was no such particular set of things in the state. Particularly after Assam Startup came into existence, we were invited into a lot of talks. We were also connected to a lot of networking sessions. We also got a bit of deals. And this paved the way for us, because by the time Assam Startup came into existence, we were already in kind of a growth phase from the city. So it helped us to connect to a lot of individuals. Especially, I would like to take the name of Mr. Chinmay Fukan, who is currently heading Assam Startup. He has been very instrumental in the whole journey. He has been helping us in various initiatives, and I hope this goes on, and this is a very good future for us.
Okay, can you please tell us about the school or drone school that you have launched, and about it, how many students you have, and what benefits you got after opening this?
Right. So the one thing that there was a gap that we have seen is that we were into drone manufacturing and drone services. But recently there was mentioned about the Swamitra scheme, where you did more than 200 pilots in a day. We had to take pilots from different states. Right, the work was being done in Assam, but we were recruiting pilots from further states, right from Central India and other states. So we thought that there is a gap that is existent out here. We do have a lot of talent out here in East and Northeast, but the problem that we are having is that we do not have the right set of infrastructure to train our youth. to upskill them. So we thought of launching our own pilot training school, whereby it was launched with the help of the state government, of course, and we launched it in Amtron. That was Northeast India's first drone pilot training school that is validated by DGCA. Recently, we have also launched India's largest RPTO drone training school. So right now we are running 2 drone training schools, and we are happy that we are the only organization till now who have these 2 large organizations operating from area. So we have trained more than 400 plus students out here. It's not only about only students. I'll just also like to give you an example of how we are uplifting the backward classes of the society. There has been a lot of schemes. Recently, Namo Drone Didi was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, whereby people from the lower strata who were being given an opportunity to get training into drone piloting system, and then we recruited or we gave them opportunities in different of our projects to undergo this kind of activities and earn handsomely.
What is the eligibility for a person to get admission in this school? Can a lay person come and say that I want to learn this? Will he be able to learn it, or will she be able to get admission in this school?
Yes. The government has been very progressive in this regard. Earlier there was a requirement of passport. That was one of the major issues where a lot of people were not getting the advantage or could not avail the facility. Right now the things are very simple. You need to have a class 10 certificate. You need to be class 10 pass. There needs to be an Aadhaar card available with you and just a normal medical fitness certificate. That is what is required to enroll into this program. Nothing else.
What is the fees?
It averages between 30,000 to 60,000 based upon the class of training that you are getting. So we also have some some provisions for different set of people, government organizations, some people who are from lower background and everything. So it starts as low as 20-25,000.
Okay.
So to add to this, the thing is actually there are different categories defined by DGC under which somebody can train themselves. Just like in vehicles, we have light motor vehicle and heavy motor vehicles. So there are micro category drones, small, medium category drones, and then there is another VVLOS. So based on those categories, these fees are defined on that particular on the scale.
Okay. So can you please tell us about the Drone Didi training which you provided recently? Because our viewers will be really interested to know how a village woman can have access to this kind of training and have a better living condition.
Right. So what happened is that actually it's again an initiative from the Prime Minister of India, whereby he thought that we have to just by giving the slogans of uplifting women, things won't work. We also need to include women in technological sectors, and it should happen from the lower strata. It can happen from the lower strata of the society as well. So he mandated that any persons who has this any person who is inducted into the self-help groups can avail this kind of trainings in all DGCA certified schools, and then that can then further can be absorbed into different organizations where people have needs, organizations as us who have different needs of having agricultural drone pilots. So that can be absorbed from there. So to give you an example, a person who was earning around 7,000, 8,000 monthly before joining the drone training program, right now she is earning around 20-25,000. So it's a 300% jump to her monthly thing, and it's of course it's more acceptable kind of a job that she is doing. So this is how this scheme is getting benefited for all such of people.
Okay, we have heard that you also have some work with agriculture also, with industry also. Can you please give us some information that how it is done and what are the benefits farmers got with this kind of facilities?
Right. So what happened is that after the launch of drone policy, earlier the drones were being used only for defense purpose because it was a restricted product. So after the launch of drone policy, the users of drones in different sectors just magnified to a lot of extent. We focused on 3 areas, and we are right now focusing only just on 3 areas. That was on survey and mapping, agriculture and defense. So on agricultural part, recently sometime back, IFCO launched nano urea. So the good thing about it is that we were importing urea from different countries. That was costing a lot to the exchequer of the Indian government. So right now we are doing it indigenously in India. And nano urea, you cannot use it via hand. You have to use drones to spray it. So the requirement of drones in agriculture particularly grew manifold because of this particular set of things. So there was a lot of institutions like Indian Institute of Agriculture Research and a lot of institutions approached us, whereby we supplied our drones. We also gave them our training. People visited us Right from Central India, people have visited us. So this is a moment of it feels good that it's a very common story for a guy or a person from Northeast or Assam to go to Central India and take some training. But I think it's a moment of pride for all of us when people from Central India, people down from Kerala are coming down to Northeast or this part of the state to avail training only because of the kind of training we are providing right now.
Okay. Can you please tell us your association with IIT Guwahati? What things are happening here?
Yeah, so IIT Guwahati, we just launched India's largest drone pilot training school in IIT Guwahati. So you can understand the magnitude of requirement that we are having right now for drone pilots, that one school is not enough. So we had to launch another school, that is to IIT Guwahati. So in partnership with them, we launched this drone training school, whereby we will be teaching more than 60-70 students in a go. That is the part of the plan, and accordingly we'll just go ahead. There are a few more RPTs in line.
Can you please tell us about your association with Mission Basundhara?
Yeah, Mission Basundhara is a scheme under the government of Assam. The Honorable Chief Minister, under his leadership, the departments, various revenue departments, various circle offices, they had this thing, that they had this target that the land records or the various documents which are to be distributed among various villages were pending for such a long time. So he wanted this to be done in a very fast track manner. So, and because drone can do anything, at a very fast pace. I'll give an example. I'll give a comparison how we are spearheading this particular project. So, initially, as it was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister of India under Samitva scheme. The Samitva scheme is basically for non-cadastral areas. So there are different kind of categories of areas. One of them is cadastral, and another one is non-cadastral. So for non-cadastral, it was Samitva, and the state governments of all the states were assigned to map the cadastral areas of the state. So in Assam, it came to be known as Mission Basundhara. First of all, it was 1.0, 2.0. Now they are launching 3.0 and then subsequently 4.0 as well. So under 1.0, we had this. There was this obviously this tendering process. So under that tender, we got to map some portion, 70% of Debajit as a district and around 30% of Tinsukia. So we had the total area of approximately 1500 square kilometers encompassing these two particular districts. So we did that survey. Initially, so if I give an example, like if a survey is being done using manual equipments like a toll station and those kind of equipments, then 1 square kilometer of area can be done say within 1 week of time. The survey requires 1 week of time, minimum 1 week of time to do the survey. Whereas if you're using a drone, the same survey can be done in half an hour. So that is how drones are helpful when you're doing large scale mappings. You can assume, right, and you can imagine if 1 square kilometer of an area is taking 7 days to complete, then the entire state of Assam, which has a cadastral area of approximately 39,000 square kilometers. So you can assume the amount of manpower and amount of time it would take to complete the entire state. So that is where drones came in. So again, because the pilot project was very successful, the then DLR, Director of Land Records, was Tripathi sir. Now currently it's Santamari Gotmare sir. So under the leadership of this gentleman, this project has been spearheaded in a very disciplined manner. And we have recently completed around 34,000 square kilometers of area in a record 4 months time. So we just took 4 months of working time to complete 34,000 square kilometers. So in no state has that been done in such a easy pace. So we did that, and now the remaining parts that are to be done are at the scope of the the departments, the various circle offices. Once that is done, then there's another stage which is called digitization. Once the the ground truthings or the ground verifications are done, then we are again supposed to digitize those map and hand it over to the department. So once that is done, this project will be completed in entirety, and then the government will be in a position to hand over the pattas and dags to the various shareholders and stakeholders. So that is how this project has been handled. So yeah, we think and we are proud, that that we being an SMEs, we are SMEs entrepreneurs, and this company has started from Assam. We are very proud to be associated with something, wherein we have contributed in such a manner that this is going to leave a long imprint, not just for the company but for us as individuals as well.
Okay, like how many people you have employed so far, and how many women you have trained in this entire process of all the solutions you are providing?
Yeah. Just like Ritesh mentioned, when we had started this project, there were not many pilots from Assam. Just pilots. Later on, we're not even talking about women, but there were no. pilots, not any pilot, because the kind of drones that we required in these areas were different drones. They are fixed wing drones, traditional fixed wing drones. So their flying dynamics is similar to flying an aeroplane. So you can understand that it's not just a toy drone that you can fly and capture areas. So it needs a different skill set to fly the drone. So those kind of provisions were not there, training provisions were not there. So obviously, so that's why we did not have the skill set. So only after we felt the requirement to have pilots here locally did we plan on the drone schools. And after that, we have around 8 to 10 pilots who have trained from this school, and they are working for us. But initially, if you ask me about the employment shift, every district had a team, and that team had one field managers. Then there were various supporting staff like ground staff, there were cooks, apart from the pilots and ground team. So in one team there were around 40 people. So 40 people in each district. We're all local, except initially there were pilots who we did outsource some of the works because those pilots are not available. We had our drones, we had built our own drones to cater to our requirements. Because you can see the terrains of Assam are quite different from the terrains that you find in central India, or for example any other place for that fact. We have a mixture of hills and plain areas. So we have to design our drones in such a manner that they can complete all the areas without getting crashed. So because each drone can cost up to 40 lakhs, and if one drone crashes, then it's a huge loss for us. Okay, so that is how initially we started off by outsourcing some of the works to pilots from other areas, but later on we did indulge our own pilots, and the local manforce is completely is from the district level only. If you have somebody in Sagar district, then the manager, the ground staff, and everybody, including in the team, is completely local.
Okay, what has been your revenue generation? How much you have earned?
We have been very positive, and it's a very good thing to see and discuss, because we have been cash positive from day one. As a startup, when you think of a startup, generally the notion is that there is a huge cash burn that is happening. We have been lucky because being a hardware startup in India, it's not easy to be cash positive. We are going on a kind of 100% growth. Right, this year we closed at around 36 CR, as compared to last year, which was around 14 CR. So we are growing at a phase of more than 100%, which is a very it's very good for us.
Okay, what were your challenges and opportunities till now?
Challenges, the whole set of things. When we started, actually drone was a restricted product. So if we start from there was no market. Apart from defense, there was no ready market for us to sell our products. We knew that drone is going to be a next big thing in coming years, and we have seen this in a span of hardly 6 to 7 years of our existence. So that vision of us was there, that drone will be the next big tech. Drone will take the next big technological leap in this whole set of things. And but the flip side of it is that since it is a new age technology, right from people, right from employment, right from right set of people, technology, funding, because even if we were looking out for funding, investors at that point of time were not very keen on investing on hardware startups. We received our seed capital from Bamalore Company Limited, that's a PSU. So we received a funding around 1.5 crore from there, and then from there things kicked off.
What are your future plans with your organization, institute, and the manufacturing unit?
Okay, I'll answer that. Future plans, in the sense, we are not trying we're already to 3 domains. So this training, this manufacturing, as well as services. So the next future plan is we have a plan ready for the next 3 years. So that plan is just to upgrade our existing solutions, indulge some new ventures into it. For example, if I give you an example of the service section we have. So currently we are into different departments. We are working with different departments like the land records department. Then we are also into this GMC, GMD, the municipality kind of departments, as well as various disaster management departments. So the plan is to upgrade our solutions so that we can make something else new. For example, right now we are giving them our data sheet, which has all the features, like in 1 square kilometer of an area, this is the village, and these are the number of households that's there. So we want to upgrade something. The next plan is to upgrade and make things easier for them, so that the current groundwork that they're doing, that can be eliminated as well. So those are the plans we have in mind. As far as the manufacturing is concerned, we are already working in upgrading our agricultural solutions, which is having a boom, and the impact is going to be there for a long time to come. And apart from that, now this service section is also taking a big leap. So India is a very big country, and we have to map. The drone industry has to map the entire country. So right now, not even 30% of the country is mapped. So we are upgrading our solutions, to a certain extent, wherein the current rate is fast, but we want to still upgrade the rate of achieving the daily task every day. If you're capturing around 30 square kilometers of area in a day, so we want to upgrade it to 50 square kilometers so that things can happen faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. It has been a wonderful experience for all of us, our viewers. We expect more people to come and join this industry. Thank you again.
Thank you.